Hey guys, it's Jeff here. Welcome back to the Raging Deacon Workshop. For those of you coming back to the channel, hey, good to see you. I still got your stuff here. For those who are new to the channel, listen, I think we got some room for you over here so we can get you into the workshop. So today we are going to, or at least in this episode, we are going to take a break from doing some tools, and we're going to use today as an excuse to get some minor home improvement repair done. So let me get to it here and tell you what we're going to be doing. Okay, so here is this episode's project. If I've not mentioned it before, I live in the woods, therefore I am not on city water, and therefore all of our water pressure comes from our well and our pressure tank.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is what I know about water pressure in the woods in 30 seconds or less. And because it's 30 seconds or less, my explanation will certainly have some inaccurate information and is definitely incomplete. But here is what I know. So, first thing about water pressure in the woods is that you have me here in the house wanting to wash dishes. To get that water pressure in the woods, we have a submersible pump that sits at the bottom of the well underwater, and when it turns on, it provides water pressure to the house so I can wash dishes. Also sitting between me and the water pump is a pressure tank. When that pump turns on, once again, it does two things. One, it does provide water pressure to the house, but it also fills up this pressure tank. This pressure tank is divided in two. The bottom part is an empty part that gets filled with water when the pump turns on. The top part is filled with compressed air. As the water fills up, it presses against a rubber diaphragm, compressing that air further, and when the pump turns off when reaching a maximum water pressure, the pressure tank takes over by that compressed air pushing the water back out of the water tank when I want to wash my dishes. And there we go. Here is what I know about water pressure in the woods.
So I think the pressure tank is starting to go.
So I'm going to turn on my faucet here. And what you're going to see is the water pressure cycling from low pressure to high pressure. And this is because I think the pressure tank is not able to keep a steady pressure once the well pump turns off. So you'll see that the well pump has to constantly cycle on and off to keep that water pressure.
So there's a couple challenges to this project. It's not as simple as replacing the pressure tank. So you'll notice that I have our home / garage drawn on here. This is the front of the house / garage, and this is the back of the house / garage. We have a one-story house with the house actually sitting on top of the garage. You've got the front of the garage, which is parking / workshop space. And then we've got a crawl space with a little entrance that you can get into a crawl space underneath the house. So you'll notice that the pressure tank is back here outside and not inside of the house anywhere. It's actually buried underground near the well. So I'm not even going to try to dig up this well. I don't even want to take on that challenge yet. I just want to work on restoring our water pressure. And second, the pressure switch, which turns the pump on the well on and off, is located under the house, and it's or in the crawl space, and it's a mess. So, my goal is to install a new water tank and fix or clean up all of this mess that is underneath in the crawl space. Before we go and do our reconnaissance over in the crawl space over there, disclaimer, I am not a plumber. I am not an electrician. I am not a professional like this. I'm just sharing my journey with you. I'm just a guy who owns some tools and, can get himself in trouble. So please don't take this as the proper way of doing it. Consult a professional if you think you want to do this yourself. Okay, let's go do some reconnaissance. made it back. I'm at the exact spot where actually it's just right off camera here. I don't remember this electrical wire being here. Interesting. Anyways, let's get to our project and look at all of our wiring and our plumbing. All right, guys. So the main thing that we're going to be investigating is all right here. Off to the side, this is the main electrical coming in from the utility box outside. That's the pressure switch right there. That's a pressure gauge telling how much pressure is in the water line right now. Then we, of course, we have our electrical wires. This is going out to the pump. This is coming from an electrical box upstairs. This runs on 240 volts.
All right, guys, it was at this point things went a little bit off the rails with trying to figure out what was underneath the house and explain it to you at the same time. So let me just take this moment here and explain it to you on the screen. Here's what I know about the current layout of everything underneath the house. So, of course, we've got our cinder block wall. On one side is the garage and the other side is the crawl space. And you have that area which I came from the garage into the crawl space. So we have our pipe that comes out from the well through the back of our house. The reason why it's blacked outline, I just wanted to make sure I remembered that this is the type of plastic it's using. It's the black type of pipe. It goes and meets up with the pressure switch. We then have one connection that goes off, which goes to the spigot at the back of our house. We then have another connection that goes up to the garage. It actually doesn't go through the cinder block wall. At the very top of the wall, there's a wooden treated boards that the plumbing goes through. It goes through a hole through that. It then also makes another connection with a pipe that goes out to a spigot that's at the front of our house, right outside of our garage. It's then that the pipe then also makes a U-turn and comes back through the garage wall or the wood panels above the garage wall. You're probably wondering why, or asking Jeff, why does it do that? I think the previous owners had like a water softener tank, and that's where the tank was, and it looked like it had hookups for that right there. It then connects with the water supply line for the rest of the house. Why is that a different color? It's because, once again, the type of the pipe changes. The blue pipe is PVC pipe. When it gets to that sort of greenish pipe, it becomes CPVC pipe. I just wanted to mark that on there. Now, the electricity comes from our main panel, breaker panel at our house, down into the pressure switch, and then it follows the pipe back out to the well and goes straight to the well pump after that. So that is what the current setup looks like.
Now that we have a lay of the land, oh look, there's another tied off piece of electric that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Well, anyway, all right, we're not here to fix that. All right, so let me get to doing some diagramming, and we'll try to figure this out. All right, I'm going to go fix up the drawings, and then we'll talk about the next steps of our plan.
This is my proposed new layout. So once again, we have our garage and our crawl space. So I'm going to be then mounting a board on the wall. We will then extend the pipe that is coming from the well all the way out to the board, and this is where it will connect in to the pressure tank. Then we will run a pipe over to the area of our new pressure switch, where we'll have our pressure switch installed on the board, and then we will have another pipe that's coming away from the pressure switch, and we will use this pipe then to connect the spigot that goes to the front, this pipe to the spigot that goes to the back, and then the pipe that goes and meets the piping that goes to the rest of the house. As far as electricity goes, what we will do, the electricity that's coming from the main box, I'm going to get a junction box. We'll run that into a nice junction box. We will then run it up to the pressure switch, and then we will take the wiring that is going to the pump. We will also put that in a junction box, and we will run wire back from the pressure switch to that junction box back there. So I'm hoping that what I will do is actually have a lot of little connection points on this pipe right here, some that I may have plugged off that aren't going to be used yet, but I can hopefully use them for other projects, and that way it'll be easy to expand in the future. All right, here's what I know.
All right, now that we've got a plan, let's go buy some stuff. All right, folks, you guessed it. Gotta go buy some more stuff. Listen, I know this may come as a big surprise, but gotta go buy some more stuff. Oh God, son of a... If I have to make one more stupid size plate cover. Hey folks, listen, I just got out of the crawl space. I think we're gonna have to make this one a two-part video. So we're gonna call this the end of part 1, and part 2 will hopefully be what I would call, we're doing the big switch over from our old stuff over to the new stuff. Things actually have been going really well. Just this, it's the last mile of plumbing, and really by last mile, I mean it's like the last 10 feet of plumbing. It's in some really awkward spaces, and just fighting getting the pipes together and everything. So I'm gonna do some research and figure out the best way to do it without having to spend hours underneath the house. So we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and I don't have any words of wisdom for you going out the door here, so I'll just say goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode. Howdy folks, thanks again for watching another episode of the Raging Deacon Workshop. I want to take this time to encourage you to donate any unused tools that you might have. Many of us have that one drawer or that one toolbox over here that hasn't been opened in years, possibly decades. You know, they probably contain those tools, odds and ends tools that we got for presents or we got from our neighbors. And sometimes we don't even know where we got them from. I know that from watching many other online and tool enthusiasts that there are a lot of tools that belong to what I call the distinguished league of resting tools. And an idle tool does nobody any good. So if you have one of those drawers or one of those toolboxes, please consider donating those tools to a local charity of your choosing. Your donation could help an aspiring mechanic, creator, machinist, or even a DIY enthusiast save a few bucks. So whether you choose to donate to Goodwill or to Restore or to your local thrift store, remember, a good tool is more than just a tool. A good tool is an opportunity, and everyone deserves a good tool. Thank you for your consideration.